Welcome to Monograph Matters. I'm talking today with Kimberly Nesbitt and Dale Farran about their SRCD monograph on the effects of pre-kindergarten curricula. This discussion focuses on the origins of their research project.
So my first question is, how did you both get involved in this work?
So I had the great good fortune to begin working with Mark Lipsey back in the 2000s when the preschool curriculum evaluation research project was launched. And we got one of the first ones in that. And it was the first randomized controlled trial that IES had run. And it was of preschool curricula, which is like, there's a whole history. But it didn't prove terribly successful. But the two things came out of that. One is that the math curriculum that was assessed actually did show short-term and I think findings into kindergarten. And there was some evidence in our data that teacher ratings of self-regulation were predictive of children's continued gains into kindergarten, independent of the curriculum. So at the same time, Greg Duncan's seminal 2007 article came out where he looked at 5 different longitudinal data sets and said that he found that early math skills and early attention capabilities were related to long-term success into high school. So we got really interested and we began to pursue this. We first were funded to evaluate on a large scale the building blocks pre-kindergarten curriculum, which is our focus on math. And then we met Deb Leon and Elena Bedrova and learned about tools of the mind, which was getting all sorts of attention in the New York Times and on National Public Radio. And so we said, okay, that's the second limb from this tree that we want to investigate.
And Kim, how did you get involved in this work?
Yeah, so my graduate work focused on understanding the development of executive function skills in early childhood. So my training's in developmental psychology, and I was really particularly interested in how executive function skills relate to their children's ability to adapt to educational environments and to learn different achievement skills, academic achievement skills. So my dissertation in particular was using data from the Durham Child Health and Development Study. And my work was looking at the relationships between socioeconomic status, race, literacy, and math achievement, as well as executive function skills. And that work was longitudinal in nature, and I was able to find that children's executive function skills in kindergarten mediated associations between SES and children's academic and literacy skills. So what that means was there seemed to be something going on with this set of skills that might help children be prepared for school and be able to learn and adapt. So the next logical question for me was to say, can we actually enhance children's executive function skills in hopes of being able to support academic achievement? And so there was serendipitous timing at hand there, but there was a Institute for Education Sciences postdoc with Dr. Farran and Dr. Lipsey looking at this question of field-based educational methodologies, including an evaluation of the tools of the mind curriculum. So to me, this was a wonderful opportunity to take and bridge what I was learning as a developmental scientist to really think about the application of this work and saying, can we enhance these skills in a way that helps children achieve academically? And I will have to say that the one thing that probably alerted me most to the work that Dr. Farran and Dr. Lipsey were doing was this evaluation of tools of the mind. It seemed, I had heard about tools of the mind, and I had been, thinking about it as, curriculum as approach to support young children's executive function development. And tools, it aligned with what my personal research was saying and what I was reading in the literature as a really clear theory of mind that if we create environments using these activities and this strategy, that we hope we can support young children's executive function skills, which will then in turn translate to greater academic achievement. So it all kind of just clicked for me. I was very fortunate that in addition to being able to work on the tools of the mind evaluation, that this postdoc provided me with an opportunity to get immersed in educational research. In particular, educational research as it happens in the field, in the real world, when it gets messy. And so I was able to get lots of experience learning about what are best practices in early childhood education, but also how to effectively conduct a field-based evaluation research. And I think one thing that was great about this experience for me is it really instilled in me a great respect for the complexity that is involved in answering the types of questions about what works in education. I think that's going to be hopefully a common theme that people get with reading our monograph, is the complexity of being able to understand how do we effectively have change in classrooms in turn to how effectively to have change in children's outcomes.
Wonderful. Thank you. It's always lovely to hear about the development of our developmental psychologists.
Thank you for watching this video on the monograph issue, Effects of Pre-Kindergarten Curricula, Tools of the Mind as a Case Study by Nesbitt and Farran. If you liked this video, please consider watching our Monograph Matters playlist. For additional resources related to this and other issues of the monographs of the Society for Research in Child Development, please visit monographmatters.srcd.org.